The alien Empress's guards fled, but the human soldier protected her with his body. Gunfire shredded the throne chamber's vaulted ceiling. Staff Sergeant Elias Kane lunged from his post at the dais' flank. He slammed into Empress Sharian Vale, driving her lithe, iridescent form behind a marble shield. Bullets pinged off the stone, sparks flying into his face. Sharian gasped, her multifaceted eyes wide with shock. 4 clawed limbs clutched at his armored vest. "Human, what?" "Stay down, Your Majesty." Kane pinned her with one arm. His free hand yanked his pulse rifle from its sling. He peeked over the edge. Commander Vesh Tolar stood amid the chaos, his palace guard uniform pristine. "Traitor!" Vesh barked orders. His loyalists, half the chamber's security, advanced on the throne, weapons hot. Palace guards bolted. Emerald-scaled warriors sprinted for the grand exits, abandoning posts. Claws scrabbled on polished floors. They shoved past courtiers, trampling robes in panic. Kane fired. A burst caught the nearest traitor in the chest plate. The guard crumpled, smoke curling from the hole. "You're alone now." Sharian hissed. Her voice carried the lilting accent of the Vale Concordance, sharp with betrayal. "My own kin flee. Not alone." Kane hauled her up by the elbow. "Move." He dragged her toward the dais' rear panel. Bullets chipped the air. One grazed his shoulder pauldron, heat blooming through the ceramic. Vesh shouted over the din. "The human assassinates the Empress. Kill the Terran." Lies spread like plasma fire. Surviving guards hesitated, then turned weapons on Kane. Kane slapped the blast door override. Servos whined. Massive Dura-steel slabs ground shut, sealing the chamber's main approaches. Muffled thuds hammered from the other side. Vesh's forces piling on. Sharian yanked her arm free. She stood tall despite the danger, her regal gown torn at the hem. "You defy my commander." "For what? Alliance treaty?" Kane ignored her. He pried open a service hatch at floor level, revealing a dim maintenance tunnel. Dank air wafted out, laced with ozone. Tunnels clear. 60 seconds to cover. She hesitated, mandibles clicking in doubt. Palace guards never used serviceways, undignified for the elite. A breaching charge boomed against the doors. Cracks spiderwebbed the metal. In. Kane shoved her forward. She dropped into the hatch feet first, her tail coiling for balance. He followed, rifle slung tight. The tunnel cramped them both. Sharian's scales scraped conduits overhead. Kane led, flashlight beam cutting shadows. Pipes hissed steam in rhythmic bursts. "Why protect me?" Her voice echoed close behind. "Humans serve coin. Vesh offers power. Job's the job." Kane checked a junction. Clear. Loyalty's not optional. Footsteps pounded above. Traitors breaching. Vesh's voice filtered through grates. "Flush the service lines. The human carries her." Kane boosted Sharian over a ladder drop. Her claws dug into his forearm for purchase. Trusting, if reluctant. They landed in a sub-level corridor. Emergency lights flickering red. He keyed his wrist calm. Static crackled. "Allied command. This is Kane, Viper liaison. Palace coup in progress. Empress secure, but hot. Request immediate extract." Command's response lagged. "Viper liaison. Confirm coup." Vesh Tolar identified. "Affirm. He's framing me as assassin." Guards scattered. Battlefield collapsing outside. Reports confirm. Affirm. Concordance lines breaking. Fleets pulling back. "Hold for evac window." Sharian pressed against the wall, listening. Her eyes locked on Kane's face. "You declare for me? Before your own command verifies?" "Verifications for officers." Kane scanned the corridor. A side door led to auxiliary bays. "We hold till extract." Explosions rocked the palace foundations. The coup spread, outer defenses falling. Distant screams echoed through vents. They moved. Kane kicked open the side door. A maintenance bay sprawled before them. Crates, fuel drums, flickering holoscreens showing perimeter cams. Rebel shuttles swarmed the landing pads outside. 2 traitor guards burst from a side alcove. Emerald scales, pulse carbines raised. Kane fired first. His rifle chattered. One guard dropped. Helmet shattered. The second lunged. Claws raked Kane's visor, cracking the polyglass. He headbutted the alien. driving his rifle butt into its throat. Cartilage crunched. The guard gurgled and fell. Shireen stared. Such ferocity. Without hesitation. Training. Kane wiped blood from his split lip. He dragged the bodies behind crates. Stay low. She knelt beside him, retrieving a falling carbine. Her forearms worked it with fluid precision. Veil warriors trained from birth in marksmanship. I command legions, yet you shield me alone. Alarms wailed. The blast doors above gave way, boots thundering in pursuit. Kane pulled her to a defensible corner. Crates formed a hasty barricade. Radio silence, till extract. Lieutenant Sato's inbound. She's good. Rules-driven, but she'll hotland if I hold LZ for 60. Sato? Shireen chambered around. Another human? Best pilot in the sector. Kane sighted his rifle on the door. Trust her like me. Vesh's voice boomed from corridor speakers. Empress Shireen, surrender to the new order. The human betrays you. Terran greed ends here. She tensed, mandibles flared. He sells my throne for his ambition. Kane squeezed her shoulder. Firm, reassuring. Won't happen. Pursuers hit the corridor. 5 traitors, carbines sweeping. Lead flew. Kane popped up. Controlled bursts dropped too. Shireen fired beside him, her shots precise. Alien accuracy pinning the flanks. A grenade arced over. Kane batted it back. It detonated mid-air, shrapnel shredding the lead traitor. The rest faltered. Vesh bellowed from behind. Push! The human bleeds. Kane's shoulder wound throbbed, blood slicking his grip. He ignored it. Reloading. Shireen covered him. Her fire forced a retreat. Traitors ducking back. Silence fell, broken by distant booms. Holoscreens showed chaos, Concordance troops clashing with rebels on the outer walls. Human Alliance dropships streaked in, delayed support. Kane's comm buzzed. Viper Sato. 60 seconds out. Mark LZ Bravo. East pad. Hold it. Roger. Kane stood, hauling Shireen up. East pad. Run. They sprinted through the bay. Rebels poured from side vents, more guards turning coats. Kane cleared a path. Rifle barked. Shireen matched him stride for stride, carbine blazing. High Minister Quelvas appeared on a perimeter holofeed, broadcasting from a safe bunker. The court recognizes Commander Vesh's claim. The human liaison defects. Liar, Kel hedged bets, as politicians did. Shireen snarled. Kel betrays publicly. The ledger shifts. Not yet. Kane smashed a control panel, sealing a pursuing hatch. They burst onto the east pad. Storm winds whipped dust. Rebel shuttles circled overhead. Sato's dropship screamed in low human engines roaring defiance. Kane threw down smoke grenades. White clouds bloomed. Les-Z marked. 60 seconds. Vesh's forces swarmed the pad's edge. Blaster fire lanced through smoke. Shireen fired back, dropping one. You prove loyalty in fire, human. Call me Elias. Kane braced his rifle on a crate. Bursts kept heads down. Sato's ship touched down hard. Ramps slamming open. Kane. Board now. He grabbed Shireen's arm, pulled her toward the ramp. Vesh broke through smoke, pistol raised. Terran scum. Kane spun. Fired. Vesh jerked back, wounded but advancing. Shireen whirled. Her carbine spoke. Vesh hit the deck. Lifeless. She met Kane's gaze. Trust solidified in that stare. No words needed. They dove aboard. Ramps cycled up. Sato punched throttles. The ship rocketed skyward as the pad erupted behind them. Kane strapped in beside Shireen. Court expects me to break. Kel's playing both sides. Kane slammed the access grate shut behind them. Metal screeched. Pursuers' shouts faded into the tunnel hum. He tapped his wrist HUD. Holographic schematics bloomed. Maintenance tunnels twisting under the palace like veins. Red path traced the shortest line. Straight to the comms hub. 3 junctions out. 400 meters. 5 minutes if they pushed. Shireen gripped his shoulder. Her scales paled around the shrapnel jutting from her thigh. Blood slicked her robes. Human. The hub's traitor held. Vesh's codes locket. Won't matter. Kane slung her arm over his neck, hoisted her weight. She hissed pain but matched his stride. Stay frosty, Empress. We call the fleet, or we die quiet. Boots echoed ahead. Traitor fire team. 4 Crushery and Palace Guard armor, carbine sweeping the junction glow. Kane eased Shari in behind a conduit stack, signaled silence. She nodded. Carbine ready despite the limp, he ghosted forward. Infantry basics. Shadow's own tunnels. Human eyes pierced the low light where alien night vision washed out. First trader rounded the corner. Kane's knife flashed, throat slit before the gurgle. Body slumped silent. Second spun at the noise. Kane drove elbow into jaw. Crack. Rifle butt crushed windpipe. The pair at the rear fired blind. Bolts scorched conduits. Sparks rained. Kane rolled left, returned fire. 2 bursts. One dropped clutching chest. The last bolted for the junction panel. Sharian's shot winged him. He crashed into the wall. Kane pounced, zip-tied wrists. Yanked the access fob from his belt. Codes. Now. The traitor spat blood. Vesh rules. The Terran defects. Kane pressed boot to wound. Codes. A rasp. Numbers spilled. Kane punched them into his HUD. Green light. Downloaded full set. He zip-tied the mouth. Dragged bodies into shadow. Clear. Hub next. Shireen leaned on the wall. Pain etched her mandibles. You fight like no guard I trained. Mercy absent. Mercy gets VIPs killed. Kane scanned her leg. Shrapnel deep, pulsing red. We fixed that first. Droid ahead. They limped junction to junction. Alarms wailed distant. Coup chaos above. Rebel chatter crackled on stolen comms. Vesh consolidating throne room. Kel Voss considering alliances. Politician bullshit. Kane ignored it. Medbay alcove glowed at the next turn. Droid hummed idle, spider legs folded. Kane kicked the door override. Empress down. Shrapnel, thigh. Stabilize. The droid word. Scanners swept Sharian. Priority clearance required. Guard off. Kane jammed his rifle barrel into the doorway, aimed back down the tunnel. Footsteps approached. More traitors. Treat her, or I scrap you. Sensors beeped protest, but claws extended, gripped her leg. Nanite spray hissed. Shrapnel whined out. Shireen clenched jaws. No scream. Govern beast. Stubborn beast. Standard procedure. Kane fired down the tunnel. Bolts answered. 2 traitors ducked back. He laid suppressive bursts. Brass pinged walls. Droid, seal the bay. Full patch. Claws worked fast. Wound knit under sealant foam. Shireen tested weight. Stood firm. Functional. You risk much. Job's not done. Kane yanked her toward the hub hatch. Droid sealed behind. Echoes faded. Comms hub chamber loomed. Consoles pulsing blue under emergency red. Locked down. Vesh's fob synced perfect. Kane slotted it. Screens unlocked. Imperial overrides cascaded. Shireen slid into the chair. Fingers flew across alien glyphs. Distress packet prepped. Allied fleet only. Bypass Vesh's jam. He covered the ingress. Rifle trained. Kel's on open channel. Make it public. Her mandibles clicked approval. Packet fired. Coordinates. Coup-proof. Vesh betrayal logged. Directed to human liaison net. And Sato's squadron. Static hissed. Response pinged. Lieutenant Sato's voice. Kane. Packet received. Hot zone confirmed. 60 mics to pad Delta. Hold LZ. Copy. East pad. Smoke out. Kane grinned tight. Human clocks ticked precise. Then Kel's face filled the screen. High Minister's robes pristine. Empress, alive? The court recognizes Commander Vesh's claim. The human liaison defects. Liar. Shireen snarled, overrode to palace-wide broadcast. Kel Voss hesitates. Vesh murders loyalists. Fleet inbound. Choose now. Core's eyes widened. Feed cut. But the packet spread. Loyalists would hear. Kane pulled her up. Fleet's coming. Tunnels to east pad. Move. She gripped his arm. Not limp. Equal. They expect you to break, Elias Kane. Terrans always bargain. He sealed the console. Blue power relays. Sparks flew. Watch me. Tunnel alarms shrieked anew. Vesh's voice boomed. Human assassin confirmed. Kill the Terran traitor. Boots thundered closer. Kane led the charge. Back the way they'd come. Shortcuts his HUD plotted. Sharian matched pace. fired at shadows. Why? Palace gold means nothing to you. Assigned guard. He dropped a pursuer with precise burst. You live? I rotate home. A junction grenade boomed ahead. Shrapnel pinged. He shoved her down, returned full auto. Screams answered. She rose, firing. Loyalty without gain. Impossible. Normal day. Kane reloaded. HUD blinked. East pad access. 200 meters. Rebel chatter spiked. Fleet signatures inbound. They burst into a service lift shaft. Climbed ladders, human arms powered through. Sha'areen followed, claws gripping rungs. Halfway up, Vesh's fire team blocked the exit grate. Blasters chattered. Kane tossed a stolen plasma grenade. Down. Blast shook the shaft. Bodies tumbled past. They crested into sublevels. Safe bunker access glowed green. Kell's delay bought seconds. Sha'areen punched the code. Hatch hissed open. Bunker secure. Regroup there. Inside, dim lights flickered. Consoles hummed court feeds. Kell's voice droned. The court recognizes. Kane smashed a panel. Sparks flew. Pursuers halted at the seal. Shireen faced him. Trust gleamed in her compound eyes. You turn my palace to your battlefield. Infantry 101. He checked mags. East pad next. Storm winds howled through vents. Rebels massing. Her comm buzzed. Sato's dropship ETA ticking. Vesh's forces swarmed above. Loyalty forged in tunnels. Now the real test. Pad hold. Kane racked his slide. Ready to run? She chambered round. With you, human? Always. Rebel shuttles thrummed overhead. 60 seconds to defy the stars. Kane slammed the bunker console. Fingers flew across the alien interface. His gauntlet jack punched in. Code scrolled. Got a corridor cam feed. 2 levels up. Sha'areen leaned in. Her mandibles clicked. Compound eyes locked on the hollow. Vesh. Rebel troops swarmed the screen. Vesh stood central. His voice barked through speakers. Empress Sha'areen is confirmed dead. Human liaison Kane executed the strike. All units, palace lockdown. Secure sectors, no exits. Kane's jaw tightened. He hit record. Crystal clear. Vesh's scaled face filled the frame. Kill orders stand. Terminate any sighting of the human. The throne is mine. Proof, Kane muttered. He yanked the jack. Downloaded the clip to his wrist unit. He's framing me. Alarms wailed outside. Bulkheads groaned. Lockdown seals hissed shut. Sha'areen's claws gripped his arm. The court hears this now. Kell. No time. Kane scanned schematics. East pad blinked red. Rebel signatures converged. Sato's dropship pinged his HUD. ETA. 4 minutes. We move. But first, decoy. He ripped open a panel. Grabbed spare armor tags from emergency lockers, human-sized transponders, meant for allied troops. He programmed 3, set them to mimic his ID. Motion sensors triggered on delay. These, Sha'areen tilted her head. Bait, standard op. Kane slapped one on a maintenance drone, powered it remote, sent it rolling west corridor. Second tag he chucked into vents, north. Third he rigged to a service bot, south. Hunters chase ghosts. We ghost the pad. Vesh's voice boomed palace-wide. Intruder alert. Kane confirmed assassin. Bounty on confirmation kill. Loyalists, converge. Footsteps thundered past the bunker hatch. Blaster fire echoed distant. Decoys. Worked. Rebel chatter spiked on Kane's scanner. Contact west. Human tag moving. Sha'areen watched him. Her tail flicked. U-turn betrayal to trap. Humans fight like this? Every damn day. Checked her sidearm. Evidence clip's yours. Play it for Kell. But authorize me now.
Full command override. In writing.
Her eyes narrowed. Claws hesitated over the console. A human? Command my guard? You're alive because of it. Kane held her gaze. Vesh locked the palace. Your guard panics. Court wants you dead or gone. Sign it, or we die running. She punched keys. Hollow-stamped digital writ. Empress seal glowed. Authorized. Staff Sergeant Elias Kane commands all palace security. Effective immediate. Kane synced it to his HUD. Broadcast relay primed. Good. Now we hit the pad. Sato needs 60 seconds LZ. They cracked the hatch. Smoke curled corridors. Rebel patrols split. Decoy tags pulled half away. Kane led. Rifle up. Sharian flanked tight. First contact. 2 loyalists turned traitors rounded pipe bend. Blasters snapped. Kane dropped prone. Returned fire. 1 headshot. Second dove. Sharian's pistol barked. Scales sprayed. Clear. Kane rose. Dragged their tags. Recycled as decoys further out. They sprinted. Service tunnels narrowed. Rebel shuttles thrummed overhead. Hulls shook. Kell's voice crackled open comms. Court feed hijacked. Empress? Report. Kane snatched Sharian's comm. Thumbed transmit. High Minister. Kane. Empress. Secure. Vast trader. Sending proof. Palace-wide burst. Silence. Then chaos. Rebel shouts fractured. What proof? Vesh. Lied. Quell's tone sharpened. Clip verified. Court stand down, traitors. Kane holds imperial authority. Vesh. Roared back. Lies. The human forges. Kane cut through. Corridors opened to East Pad antechamber. Storm vents howled. Rebel fire team blocked. 6. Vesh leading. Blasters chattered. Duck. Kane shoved Sharian behind crates. Grenade out. Bounced it perfect. Blast shredded 3. Vesh rolled clear. Fired wild. Sharian popped up. Double tap. Dropped another. Your command. Kane advanced. Suppressive bursts pinned Vesh. Surrender, Commander. Court's with us. Vesh snarled. Claws extended blade. Charged. Kane sidestepped. Rifle butt cracked jaw. Vesh crumpled. Cuffed him zip ties from kit. 2 rebels fled. Pad doors blew open. Wind lashed. Rebel shuttles hovered dominant. Sato's dropship dove inverted. Hot approach. Incoming! Kane yelled. Pulled Sharian to pad edge. Marked LZ with chem flares. Rebels pivoted. Heavy cannons swiveled. 60 seconds. Blaster bolts scorched tarmac. Kane dragged Vesh forward. Shield body. Fired from hip. Dropped gunner. 45, Sharian counted. Her pistol cracked steady. Sato's voice cut static. LZ hot, holding vector. Flanked cannon nest. Knife work close. Silent kills. Cannon silenced. 30. Rebels poured from west decoy trails looped back. Quell's broadcast rallied stragglers. Imperial Guard! To the Empress! Court loyalists clashed traitors. Lines broke. Dropship engines screamed. Ramps dropped mid-hover. Sato waved from cockpit. Boarding! Kane scooped Sharian, leaped ramp. Vesh slung over shoulder. Rebels closed final gap. Go. Doors slammed. Thrusters roared. Sato banked hard. Missiles streaked past. Strap in. Fleet inbound hot. Sharian gripped Kane's harness. Eyes gleamed. You made loyalty a blade. Kane reloaded. Stared out viewport. Rebel fleet loomed. Job's not done. Her claw squeezed his. Then we cut deeper. Explosions bloomed below. Palace fires lit the night. Sato dodged flak. Extraction vector clear. But Vesh's cruisers vectoring. Next LZ. Kane eyed the traitor, bound and glaring. Court first. Kilpix full side now. Sharian nodded. Transmit writ. Palace falls or stands on this. Rebel signatures multiplied. Sato pushed throttles, but one cruiser broke through. Locked weapons hot. Explosions rocked the dropship. Red klaxons screamed. Kane slammed against his harness as Sato yanked the stick. Brace! Point defense failing. Plasma bolts stitched the hull. Sharian's claws dug into his arm. Vesh snarled from his restraints across the bay. Fool human, you've doomed us all. Kane ignored him, unslung his rifle, checked the charge. Sato, vector to the undercity tubes, court access shafts. We go groundside, copy. Impact in 10. Her voice stayed ice calm. Thrusters howled. The cruiser's barrage chased them down. A final missile struck true. Metal shrieked. The dropship spun into a transit tube mouth. Darkness swallowed them. Kane shielded Sharian's frame with his bulk. Crash foam deployed late. They tumbled through sparks and debris. Silence fell. Smoke curled. Kane kicked his harness free. Blood trickled from a gash on his forehead. He scanned the wreck. Sato slumped in the cockpit, alive but dazed. Vesh groaned, still bound. Sharian stirred, her iridescent scales dulled by dust. Empress. Kane extended a hand. She gripped it. Rose unsteadily. My pilot? Her multifaceted eyes flicked to Sato. Breathing, Kane hauled Sato clear. Checked her pulse. Concussion. She'll walk it off. He zip-tied Vesh tighter. Dragged the traitor upright. Move. Rebels track heat sigs. Sharian nodded. Clutching her side pistol, she fell in behind him. The tube ahead collapsed in twisted ferrocrete. Toxic smoke billowed from ruptured power lines. Acrid, eye-watering fumes laced with neural agents. Alien lungs faltered in it. Human grit pushed through. Kane took point. Mask down from his helmet kit. Rifle led. Stay close. Breach on my mark. They plunged in. Smoke clawed his throat. Visibility dropped to arm's length. Footing crumbled underfoot. Rebel chatter echoed faint ahead. Sharian coughed. Claws scraped his shoulder plate. This haze, my guard would falter. Stay low. Kane kicked debris aside. Spotted movement. 2 silhouettes in the murk. Rebels scouting. He fired suppressed bursts. Dropped them silent. Clear 20 meters. Vesh spat. Traitor's luck. The court knows you engineered this. Kane shoved him forward. Shut it. Deeper in, the tube narrowed. Girders groaned. A rebel squad mined the path ahead. Kane signaled halt. Demo charge. Flank. Left. He crawled low. Knife out. Circled wide through a service duct. Emerged behind. Slit the first throat. Dragged him down. Second spun. Caney drove elbow into windpipe. Crushed. Back to the group. Path open. Sharine's gaze lingered on the bodies. Your kind fight, like shadows. Job. Kane pressed on. Smoke thickened. Vision blurred. But the court nexus loomed. Faint glow ahead. Grenade clattered from a side vent. Live. Plasma incendiary. Kane lunged. Tackled Shireen flat. Pinned her under him. Blast erupted. Shrapnel shredded his back plate. Fire kissed flesh. Pain bloomed hot. He rolled off. Gritted teeth. Blood soaked his fatigues. Leg shredded below the knee. Artery nicked. Shireen rose, eyes wide at the ragged wounds. Sergeant! Up! Kane yanked his belt free. Cinched it tourniquet tight above the gash. Fabric bit deep. Blood slowed. Pain voted to drop him. He overrode it. Stood. Rifle up. Rebels charged from the smoke. 4. Blasters hot. Sharian fired first. Dropped the lead. Kane limped forward. Hip fired into the pack. 2 down. Last flanked. Her pistol cracked his skull. Vesh laughed wet.
See? Human berserker.
He'll kill her next for the bounty. Kane backhanded him silent. Empress. Wreck ahead. Climb out. She scanned the blockage. Twisted tube ended in a sheer drop to sublevels. Loose cables sparked. No choice. Court signals weak. Kell wavers. Kane slung rifle. Tested holds. Cover me. Handed her the weapon. She hefted it. Alien grip awkward on human stock. But her eyes hardened. He climbed. One-armed pull-ups through rebar. Leg throbbed fire. Shoved Vesh up next. Traitor scrambled, cursing. Then Sharian. She handed rifle back mid-climb. Covered the rear with her pistol. Blaster bolts pinged below. Rebels closed. Got you. Kane gripped her waist. Hauled her over the lip. Pulled Vesh last. They tumbled into a service corridor. Court antechamber beyond. Marble halls cracked by distant blasts. Shireen returned the rifle. Claws brushed his armored shoulder. You bleed for me. Why? Your fleet recalls you. Kane reloaded. Assigned. Oath holds. He eyed her. Scales gleamed brighter now. Trust sparked there. Alarms wailed anew. High Minister Kell Voss appeared at corridor's end, flanked by loyalist guards. His robes swirled. Face pinched. Empress? Alive? Shireen straightened. Kell. The writ transmits. Vesh confesses. Vesh lunged against bonds. Lies. This human orchestrated the coup, framed me for his assassination pay. Guards leveled weapons at Kane. Kel's eyes narrowed. Sergeant Kane, your actions? Convenient. Humans abandon sinking thrones. Prove loyalty. Step away. Kane planted feet, rifle low but ready. Sharian stepped beside him, claw on his arm. He shielded me, ate death from my breath. You watched my feeds. Kel hesitated. Rebel thunder rolled closer. Boots on marble. Explosions shook foundations. Minister. Kane's voice cut steel. Court falls without her. I held the tube. Let the blast. Your ledger bleeds if we die. Guards shifted. Kel's mandibles clicked. Broadcast drones hovered. Galaxy watched. Vesh snarled. He's meat for hire. Sharian drew her pistol, pressed to Vesh's temple. Confess, or die framed. Vesh broke. I sold the codes. For the throne. Kel paled. Broadcast it. He waved guards down. Human stands with us. Loyalists surged. Blaster fire traded. Kane took point again. Leg burned. Pushed through. Sharian matched stride. Fired precise. Sato's voice crackled on comms. Weak signal. Kane, status, hot landed your ping. 60 seconds LZ court spire. Copy. Kane cleared a stairwell. Rebels fell back. They burst onto the spire platform. Sato's dropship idled, ramps down. Cannon nests silenced by loyalist fire. Kane scooped Sharian aboard. Vesh dragged behind. Kel boarded last, robes askew. Fleet rallies. Your blade cut true, Sergeant. By cars, Sato banked out. Rebel cruisers dotted the sky. But Imperial signatures multiplied. Sharian gripped Kane's harness, changed his tourniquet with deft claws. Loyalty forged, not broken. He nodded, watched Vesh glare from bonds. Pain faded to mission hum. Rebels pursued. One broke formation, weapons hot. Kane raised rifle to port. Incoming. Hold vector. A shadow detached from the rebel cruiser. Boarding pods. Enemy elite inbound. Sharian's eyes met his. Together, always. Blaster fire lit the void. Pods locked on. Clang. Magnetic clamps bit into the dropship's hull. Kane snapped his rifle up. Red lights pulsed across the cabin bulkhead. Orders! Sato evasive! Copy, Kane! Clamps locked aft. 30 seconds to breach. Sato's voice cut sharp over comms. Thrusters roared. Ship bucked. Sharian crouched beside him, claws flexing on her pistol. Her iridescent scales gleamed under emergency strips. Vesh thrashed in restraints at the rear, muzzle snarling. Quel'Vos huddled near the ramp controls, robes tangled, eyes darting. Kane kicked Vesh's leg, hard. Stay down, traitor. He swung his rifle to Kel, barrel steady on the minister's chest. You, High Minister. Galaxy's still watching those drones. Swear to the Empress. Public oath. Now, Kel froze. Sergeant, this is madness. The court's fracturing. Countdown starts. Kane thumbed his wrist comm. Broadcast feed linked to palace drones. Billions tuned in from the coup reveal. Pods breach in 25. Swear loyalty, or I paint you traitor next to him. Rifle sights pinned Kel's forehead. Vesh laughed through his gag. Muffled venom. Sharian rose fluid. Pistol trained on Vesh. Do it, Kel. Or die framed like him. Quel's mandibles clicked. Sweat beaded his frilled neck. He raised empty claws. I swear fealty to Empress Sharian Vale. The court stands with the throne. Voice amplified. Drones captured every syllable. Galaxy heard. Loyalist cheers erupted over open channels. Imperial signatures surged on tactical overlay. Good. Kane lowered the rifle a fraction. Now earn it. Reroute security drones. Fleet assets to my feed. Open a clear vector to the rally point. Quel's claws danced over a console. Done. Drones slave to your command, Sergeant. Roof pads were child's play. This feeds orbital pickets. Screens flickered. Green icons bloomed. Security swarms peeled from Imperial cruisers, vectoring in. 10 seconds, Sato yelled. Hull groaned. Kane grabbed Sharian's arm, pulled her to the aft bulkhead. Hand signals, human basics. Watch. He raised fist. Freeze. Opened palm. Advance. 2 fingers. Enemy ahead. Circle, thumb, forefinger. Clear.
He tapped her claw. Your turn.
Her golden eyes locked on his. She mirrored. Fist, palm, fingers. Circle. Precise. Understood. Derill it. Breach coming. He pointed to imager feed. Pod torches glowed red. You left. I right. Mirror me. She nodded. Claws flexed. They ran it twice. Silent sync. Her movements sharpened. Alien grace meshed with human grit. Boom. Bulkhead vented. Smoke billowed. Elite boarders spilled in. Scaled commandos in black vac suits. Plasma lances hot. Kane burst first. Palm signal. Shireen flanked perfect. His burst dropped the lead. Hers winged the second. They flowed into the access corridor. Dropship's spine. Contact, Kane barked. Rebels poured from the pod breach. Blasters scorched bulkheads. Shireen fired from the hip. Precise clusters. One elite crumpled. Flank left. Kane mirrored. 2-finger signal. He rolled low, tagged a lancer's knee. She finished the headshot. They pressed. Corridor narrowed to a stairwell tube. Rebels fell back. Barricaded the junction. Blaster fire pinned them. Kell's loyalist guards, 4 scaled enforcers, huddled mid-tube. Rifles dry. Ammo low, Sergeant. Kane slid beside them. Hand it over. He stripped mags. Slapped fresh ones into his rifle. Hers. Tossed extras to the squad. Cover our Sikhs. Hold. They nodded. Grateful clicks. Shireen reloaded seamless. Circle signal. Clear ahead. Kane breached the barricade. Grenade bounced. Rebels scattered. He hosed the cluster. She picked stragglers. Bodies piled. Clear. Last elite twitched. Sato's voice crackled. Borders down? I'm painting them now. 60 seconds to shake pursuit. Need that LZ hot cleared on the Spire relay. Affirm. Kane keyed comms. Security drones swarmed the feed. Orbital pickets lit rebel cruisers. Explosions bloomed outside viewports. Vesh's laughter cut short. A loyalist guard slugged him silent. They double-timed forward. Sharian matched his stride. Claws brushed his harness. Trust solidified in fire. Corridor end. Bridge hatch. Sato's domain. Kane sealed it behind. Status? Pods repelled. Rebels breaking. Sato banked hard. G-forces pinned them. Fleet's here, but Vesh's signal pinged. Trader beacon? Kane spun. Vesh slumped, but eyes gleamed. A wrist implant pulsed faint. Cut it off. Kane knelt. Knife flashed. Sliced the device free. Crushed it. Shireen watched. You saw it. Job. He stood. Pain throbbed in his leg. Ignored. Quell approached. Robes smoothed. Sergeant Kane. Your countdown. It bound the court. Oaths multiply. Kane nodded once. Mission first. Imperial cruisers filled the void. Rebel formation cracked. Sato threaded the gap. Dropship shuddered into formation. Shireen leaned close. Voice low. Loyalty. Gomez weapon. He met her gaze. Yours too, Empress. Alarms spiked anew. Tactical pinged. Enemy dreadnought decloaking. Direct intercept. Sato cursed. Kane. Hold the cabin. This LZ just got hotter. Blaster fire rattled the hull again. Fresh pods. Kane raised his rifle. Shireen synced beside him. Signals ready. Together. Hull breach sirens wailed. A new shadow loomed on scopes. Vesh's final play. Kane signaled fist. Freeze. Listened. Footsteps echoed from the vent. Not elite. Worse. Palace insiders. Betrayers within. Ambush, Shireen hissed. Rifle up. Breach imminent. Kell paled. They followed my codes. Kane's countdown restarted. 60 seconds. Prove the oath. Firefight erupted. Pods weren't done. Third wave clamped 4. Sato vector max. Ship spun wild. Kane braced. Shireen fired first shot. Dropped a shadow in the hatch. Loyalists rallied. Kell's guards poured lead. Vesh writhed. Loose restraint. No time. Kane charged the forebreach. Signals flew. Palm. Advance. Rebels. Disguised palace guard. Swarmed. Vesh's frame job alive. Human traitor. One bellowed. Shireen snarled. Lies. Her pistol barked. Human-alien volley cleared the tube. They hit the junction. Ammo crates from Loyalist squad stacked hasty barricade. Kane manned it. Burst fire. Sato. Dreadnought closing. Cannons hot. Explosions rocked. Drones from Quell's reroute swarmed the beast. Imperial fleet closed the noose. One rebel broke through. Lance raised at Shireen. Kane tackled. Knife ended it. Blood slicked deck. She pulled him up. Claws firm. Always. Vesh lunged then. Restraints half shed. Claws at Kell's throat. Throne's mine. Kane spun. Rifle butt cracked Vesh's skull. Traitor slumped. Kell gasped. You saved me. Job. Kane secured bonds tighter. Sato whooped. Fleetlock. Rebels dust. Dreadnought erupted in feed. Dropship stabilized. Hyperjump primed. Sharian gripped Kane's shoulder. Court sees now. Your loyalty. He checked mags, scanned scopes. Clear, but Vesh stirred. Whispered. Not over. High Council. Poisoned. Eyes locked on Kell. Minister flinched. Kane signaled circle. Clear. For now. Jump drive hummed. Stars streaked. Betrayal's blade hung sharp. Next ping. Council beacon. Trap. Rifle ready. Empress safe. Mission hummed on. Kane slammed the flare down on the rooftop gravel. Red flames hissed to life, chewing through the night. He keyed his comm. Sato, LZ marked. Hot drop. 60 seconds. Rebels crawling everywhere. Roger Sergeant. Thrusters hot. ETA 55. Her voice cut clean over the whine of incoming engines. Sharian crouched beside him, claws scraping plasteel as she scanned the skyline. Kelvas huddled behind, robes torn, eyes darting. The council spire loomed below, Vesh's whispered poison echoing in Kane's mind. Betrayal layered on betrayal. No time. Boots thundered up the stairwell hatch. Rebel shouts pierced the wind. The Empress! Cut her down! Kane yanked Shireen behind the shattered antenna array. Shards of alloy sparked under plasma bolts. Kell yelped, diving flat. They're Vesh's dogs. Frame job spreading. Stay low. Kane popped his rifle over the barricade. 3-round burst. 2 rebels crumpled, carapaces cracking. The rest fanned out. Palace guard defectors, lances glowing, claws extended. 10, closing fast. Sato's voice crackled. 40 seconds. Heavy fire inbound. Plasma scorched the array. Heat waves warped Kane's visor. Sharian fired her sidearm, dropping one. They panicked like vermin, her tail lashed, strategists' calm cracking into fury. Kell whimpered. We parlay, I'm High Minister. No quarter. Kane sighted another. Crack, headshot. Rebels pinned them, lances probing gaps. Encirclement tightened. Sato's dropship engines growled distant thunder. 20 seconds. Not enough. Kane checked his mag. Half empty. Rebels massed 12 strong now, inching forward. One lobbed a grenade. Kane kicked it back. Explosion shredded their flank. 5 down, but more poured from the hatch. Vesh's killbox snapped shut. Human assassin! A rebel bellowed, pointing Kane's way. Lies from the traitor's mouth, amplified. Sharian snarled. Lies die with you. Her shot winged another. Kane gripped his rifle. Over me. He surged up, boots pounding gravel. Rebels wheeled. Lances swung. He charged their line. First rebel lunged. Kane sidestepped, rifle butt caving its jaw. Second fired wild. Kane's burst punched through chest plate. He rolled past, using the body as shield. Rebels pivoted, plasma stitching air. Kane fired from the hip. 2 more dropped. He vaulted a crate, knife flashing. Claws met blade. His sliced deep. Alien screeched, blood spraying. Sato. 10 seconds. Hold LZ. Kane broke through. Flanked them. Rebels spun. Caught crossfire from Shireen's pistol. Her shots barked precise. Quell even fired a looted lance. Wild, but it hit. Kane waved frantic. Ramp down! Go dropship screamed in, retros blasting gravel. Ramp hissed open. Sato's voice boomed. Boarding. Cannons spinning up. Sharian hauled Quell toward the ramp. Minister Voss. Inside. Now. Kell stumbled aboard, robes flapping. Empress, leave him! She planted claws. No. Eyes locked on Kane. Rebels rallied, lances rising. Kane sprinted back. Plasma grazed his shoulder plate. Pain flared, ignored. He dove the final gap. Shireen grabbed his harness, yanked him across. Ramp whined shut. Dropship lurched skyward. Cannons roared. Rebel line vaporized in orange blooms. Kane slumped against bulkhead, mags low, shoulder smoking. Shireen knelt, claws gentle on his wound. You charged. Alone. Job. He reloaded, scanned scopes. Clear. Kel straightened robes. Court will hear this. Human loyalty. Unbreakable. Sato banked hard, but Vesh's whisper. Scans show bioagents loose in chambers. Poisoned, like he said. Shireen's spine stiffened. Traitor's contingency. We purge it. Khan nodded, rifle ready. Mission hummed on, but scopes pinged new contacts. Fleet signatures. Imperial. Rebel. Closing fast. Dropship shuddered. Alarms wailed. Kane sighted through ports. Fighters swarmed. Vesh's voice crackled open comms. From where? Welcome home, Empress. Council's mine now. Betrayal's blade plunged deeper. Kane braced. Sato, evasive. Bias time. She rolled ship. G-forces pinned them. Hyper jump charging. But they're jamming. Shireen gripped her pistol. Claws dug into Kane's arm. Not pain. Anchor. Trust forged in fire. Rebels vectored in. Missiles streaked. Kane fired point defense. One bloomed. Hold course. Cull paled. We're boxed. Not yet. Kane synced targeting. Human aim. Alien wrath. Collaboration's edge. Fighters closed. Lead ship broadcast. Surrender the human assassin. Shireen snarled into calm. Kane saved us all. Vesh framed him. You follow a corpse. Static hissed. Doubt rippled their formation. Sato whooped. Jump ready! 3, 2. Kane covered ports. Last fighter dove. Cannons shredded it. Stars streaked. Hyperspace swallowed them. Safe. 4 seconds. Shireen met Kane's gaze. Court expects betrayal from you. Prove them wrong again. He checked gear. Always. But Kale shifted uneasy. Eyes flicked to shadows. Vesh's poison, metaphorical, were laced in the minister's veins. Ping! New beacon. Loyalist rally. Trap, rifle up. Empress covered. Loyalty's weapon sharpened. Dropship hummed toward unknown. Kane scanned. Clear, for now. Rebels wouldn't stop. Neither would he. Plasma scars cooled on his armor. Shireen's claw lingered on his shoulder. Silent vow. Quell cleared throat. The High Council. I can sway them. If we land clean. Sato snorted. Clean? In this mess? Kane ignored politics. Scoped feeds. Anomalies flickered. Drones tailing through jump. Contacts astern. He barked. Sato cursed. Rebel pickets. Shaking them. Ship bucked. Alarms blared anew. Shireen rose, pistol ready, to the guns. Kane nodded. Together. They manned turrets. Human precision met alien fury. Drones popped like fireflies. Kel manned a console, fingers flying, jamming their comms. Vesh's network cracking. One drone broke through, clamped hull. Breach alarm. Kane charged corridor. Knife out. Drones maw whirred. Lasers. He jammed barrel in. Fired. Sparks. Silence. Back to bridge. Clear. Shireen's eyes gleamed. Stubborn human.
Sato grinned in rear view. That's why we win.
Jump spat them out. Council world orbited ahead. Spires aglow, but fires dotted horizon. Coup spread. Insertion vector, Kane said. Rooftop again? Sato nodded. Same drill. Flare ready? He palmed one. Locked. Descent burned. Anti-air lanced up. Ship danced. Touchdown rattled bones. Ramp dropped. Rebels swarmed streets below. Vesh's banner flew from towers. Shireen stepped out first. We end this. Kane flanked her. Rifle barked. Path cleared. Kel followed. Come live. Council. This is Voss. Kane's loyal. Vesh's the snake. Broadcast echoed. Rebels hesitated. Inside spire. Guards turned. Some knelt. Others raised lances. Kane fired warning bursts. Stand down. Shireen's voice boomed. By throne right, yield. Defectors dropped weapons. Doors hissed open to chamber. High Council slumped, foaming, poisoned. Med drones hummed in. Antidote primed. Vesh's frame crumbled. Cheers rose, but outer scopes pinged. Fleet inbound. Loyal. Kane covered exits. Shireen claimed dais. Call bowed. Your protector proved it. She glanced Kane's way. Claws flexed, he always does. Mission held. But war's collapse loomed. Battlefield shifted. Loyalty's blade cut true. For now. Kane's hand clamped the medbay cot's rail. He swung his legs over the edge. Stars wheeled in his vision. Sedatives clawed at his muscles, but he shoved upright. The discharge pad glowed on the side table. His fingers stabbed the screen. Patient Elias Kane, Staff Sergeant. Self-discharge approved. A chime blared. Red text flashed. Sedatives, active. Duty denied. Damn it, he yanked the IV line free. Blood beaded on his arm. Palace med drone whirred closer, injectors priming. Kane batted it aside. It clanged into the bulkhead. Footsteps echoed down the corridor. Clawed, deliberate. The door hissed open. Empress Shireen veil filled the frame. Her iridescent scales caught the sterile lights, mandibles flexing. In one claw, she clutched a data slate pulsing with encrypted feeds. 2 loyal guards flanked her, lances lowered but eyes locked on Kane. You're not cleared, she said. Her voice hummed through the translator implant, sharp as a vibroblade. Kane stood anyway, his knees buckled once. He locked them. Empress. Status? She thrust the slate forward, holo projected. Vesh Tolar's face, snarling in a hidden bunker. Rebel banners behind him. Traitor's confession. Captured by your pilot's drones. Her claw tapped the channel icon. Open broadcast activated. Empire-wide. Citizens of the Vale Concord, Sharian intoned. The feed split, her image beaming to every comm node. Commander Vesh Tolar orchestrated the poisonings. The coup. He stands exposed. Vesh's image jerked. Shackles bound his arms. Lies. The human. Kane. He's the assassin. Sharian's mandibles snapped. Evidence indicts you. By imperial decree, you are stripped of rank. Executed at dawn. She severed the link. The chamber fell silent. Her eyes, golden slits, fixed on Kane. You cleared the path. Again. Kane nodded once. His rifle lay racked across the room. He eyed it. Lysaurus still echoed from outer scopes. Loyalists inbound, but skirmishes dotted the orbitals. Rebels surrendering? Most. She stepped closer. The med drone retreated to its charger. Your actions swayed the council. Col Voss broadcasts loyalty now. Her claw extended. A small seal dangled from a chain. Imperial gold, etched with her crest and a human fist motif. Wear this. You are bound as my official guard liaison. No more liaison pretense. The galaxy watches. Kane took the seal. Cool metal thrummed against his palm. Nanotech link, sinking to her vitals. He slipped it over his neck. It hummed approval. Honor, Empress. But amnesty first. Her crest ridges flared. Surprise?
For whom?
Captured palace soldiers. He jerked a thumb toward the viewport. Fire still smoldered on the horizon. Rebel banners burned. Vesh's pawns. They panicked. Offer terms. Mercy binds tighter than chains. Guards shifted. One hissed dissent. Shireen silenced them with a glance. You presume much, human. Practical. Kane met her gaze. Execute them. You breed resentment. Pardon with service. They rebuild your guard. Starts the new order right. She tilted her head. Claws drummed her thigh plate. Seconds stretched. Then. Transmit order. Amnesty for all who kneel by dusk. Reassignment to frontier legions. The lead guard bowed, as commanded. He activated his comm. Kane exhaled. Seal wormed against his chest. Her pulse steady now, synced to his. Goal met. Stability locked. But scopes pinged sharper. Fleet signatures multiplied. Not all loyal. Shireen turned to the door. With me. High Council reconvenes. Kane snatched his rifle. Sling snapped home. He fell in at her flank, standard drill. Corridor lights flickered as they moved. Palace hummed with activity. Drones ferrying wounded. Engineers sealing breaches. Captured rebels knelt in chains. Heads bowed. One looked up. Eyes wide at the seal on Kane's chest. They burst into the grand chamber. High Minister Kelvas stood at the dais, robes disheveled. Counselors flanked him, antidotes still flushing their systems. Holomaps swirled, battlefield collapse accelerating. Rebel fleets shattered under loyalist barrages, but debris fields choked jump lanes. Ground forces splintered. Quell bowed low. Empress. The human seal, unprecedented. Sharian claimed her throne. Kane took position at its arm, rifle low, scanning arches. Precedent ends today. She gestured to the slate. Vesh's networks purge now. But war spreads. Kane proposes mercy for the misled. Murmurs rippled. A counselor, scaled like Sharian but older, leaned forward, risky. They betrayed us. Kane spoke up. Betrayal from fear. Vesh framed me. They bought it. Amnesty turns enemies to shields. Kel's tendrils twitched. He eyed Kane like a ledger entry. Costs manpower. Frontier legions strain already. Strain breaks without loyalty. Kane tapped the seal. One gesture snowballs. Prove the throne forgives. Sharine's claw wrapped the throne. Silence fell. Minister Voss, issue the amnesty publicly. On my authority. Kel hesitated. His eyes darted, calculating alliances. Then he nodded. As you command. Comm channels lit. All forces, imperial pardon for surrendering palace guards. Report to re-education camps. Serve anew. Cheers filtered from outer halls. Rebels outside dropped lances. Drones tallied surrenders. Hundreds streaming in. Kane scanned readouts. Fleet inbound. Loyal signatures green. But a rogue squadron veered. Vesh holdouts. Anti-air batteries powered up. Empress, he said low.
Hot zone approaching.
She rose. Council dismissed. Secure the spire. They moved as one. Kane led point, rifle sweeping. Shireen at his 6. Claws on her sidearm. Guards peeled off to flanks. Elevators dropped them to rooftop pads. Sato's extraction bird squatted there. Ramp down. Engines hot. Lieutenant Mara Sato leaned from the cockpit. 60 seconds, Sergeant. Rebels probing east. Kane slapped a flare into the launcher. Hold vector. He fired it skyward. Red starburst bloomed. Sharian boarded. Kane covered rear. First rebel lancefire cracked pavement. He snap-fired. 2 down. Clear. Ramp wind up. Sato punched throttles. Ship lurched airborne. Tracers zipped past. Inside, Shireen strapped in, her eyes locked on Kane. You demand mercy. Force my hand. Why? Duty. He checked mags. Loyalty's a weapon. Mercy sharpens it. Quell's voice crackled over open channel. Empress, amnesty swells ranks. 10,000 pledges already. The human. He sets the bar. She flexed claws. No thanks. No smile. All must meet it, or fall. Kane nodded. Battlefield feeds updated. Surrenders hit critical mass. Rebel lines cracked. Loyalists surged. But scope screamed. Rogue squadron closed. Missiles hot. Basive. Kane braced. Seal pulsed. Her heart racing now. His job, keep it steady. Explosions rocked the hull. Ship spun. Alarms wailed. Sato's voice cut through. Lezzie hot. 60 seconds. Hold it. Kane unstrapped. Rifle up. On it. Ramp dropped mid-descent. Wind howled. He charged into firestorm. Rebels swarmed the designated pad. Vesh's diehards. Lances blazing. Kane rolled behind a crate. Burst fire dropped 3. Flank left. Shireen exited behind, pistol barking. Precise shots. Alien accuracy. One guard fell wounded. Kane dragged him to cover. Seal vitals green. She nodded. Claws reloaded. Push. They advanced. Kane's rifle chewed through ranks. Human stamina. No pause. Rebels faltered. Eyes on the seal. The bound human. Fall back. Sato's bird hovered. Downdraft scattering foes. Ramp beckoned. Kane fired covering. Last rebel charged. Lance high. Sharian sidestepped. Slashed. It crumpled. Bored. Kane shoved her up. Guards piled in. He vaulted last, ramp sealed. Ship clawed skyward, missiles stir.